Wolfpack back together again. Hangover Part 3, directed by Todd Phillips, who directed the first one, Hangover 1. Hey, I got this on DVD. And I liked the first Hangover. I thought it was very funny, but this franchise needs to end. The second one was a rehash of the first one and wasn't that good. And this one, it's not good either. It's a little bit better than the second one, but it's still not that good. Again, directed by Todd Phillips. This movie brings back Alan, played by Zach Galifianakis, Bradley Cooper's character Phil, Stu, played by Ed Helms, Justin Bartha's character Doug, the guy who has the least amount of screen time because he always disappears. In the first movie, the Wolfpack gets drunk on roofies and they wake up and Doug's disappeared and they spend the whole movie searching for him, only to find the guy later on at the end of the movie. And I don't want to spoil where they find him because the first movie is actually very good. The second movie, Doug leaves the rest of the Wolfpack behind and just spends the day at the resort in Bangkok and giving them the freedom to do their hilarious antics. Which the second one wasn't really all that funny. So, and the third one, does Doug really get to participate in the hilarious antics? Nope! He gets kidnapped by Marshall, and Marshall is using him as insurance to make them find Mr. Chow. This guy, Doug is so useless! Seriously! Why? Is because he seems to be like the voice of reason in the group? Like the conscience, like don't get into these hilarious antics? Is that why? I don't know. It's just dumb. I mean, it would create some originality for him to participate and maybe make the movies funnier. And Ken Jeong playing Mr. Chow! The plot, we got two plots happening in this movie here. One plot is that Alan has become so much of a jerk that Phil, Stu, and Doug had to do an intervention in order to make him become a better person because Alan bought a giraffe and accidentally killed him and gave his father a heart attack. These two things are not spoilers, they're in the trailer. At the same time, Mr. Chow stole some gold from Marshall, played by John Goodman. He went to prison for it, but now he's broke out and he's on the run, and Marshall wants to get Mr. Chow and get back his gold. So he kidnaps Doug and gets the remaining members of the Wolfpack, Phil, Stu, and Alan, back together to go after the gold. Because he figures they're the only guys that can find Mr. Chow. And the movie is bad. Some of the jokes are very funny, but most of the jokes fall flat. They're just not good. I mean, the trailer advertised that they were going to end up back in Las Vegas, and they don't really end up in Las Vegas till like 20 minutes into the movie, maybe even a little bit more. So I was like, when are we getting back to Vegas? I thought this movie was supposed to happen in Vegas. Well, finally we're in Vegas. It does feel like this movie takes right where the first one left off. That's one of the good things about it. I mean, it doesn't even feel like the second one even happened that much. Because you bring back Heather Graham's character, Jade, and that was very cool seeing her again. And we see also a new character, Cassie, played by Melissa McCarthy, who ends up becoming Alan's love interest in the movie. And what little bit she had, she was very good. But a lot of the jokes just feel flat. Mr. Chow becomes a big part of the movie, and some of the jokes he gets are very funny. Other jokes, they're just not that funny. And there's one scene where Mr. Chow is paragliding and he's really acting crazy when he's doing that, and Ed Helms says he's really out of his mind, and then Mr. Chow says, I'm out of my mind, and that's not funny when you repeat the same thing that the other guy just repeated. More funnier when you're singing, I believe I can fly, I'm all high on cocaine. That is actually funny because you're actually showing how you're out of your mind. Where if you're just repeating it, that's not funny. And the acting is pretty good, but it seems like they're just going through the motions. I mean, Bradley Cooper is such a well-rounded actor now. He has been in two great films, The Place Beyond the Pines and He got an Oscar nomination for Silver Linings Playbook. He may get an Oscar nomination for Place Beyond the Pines, even. So he's really above this kind of movie. Granted, this is where he got his start from, but he shouldn't be doing any more movies like this anymore. So yeah, a lot of the jokes were not that good. I really didn't like this movie, but I don't really feel it's worth putting on a bad movie list. So I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. I think it's just forgetful. If you want to see it, I suggest you rent it. This movie wasn't even worth the local theater putting out 3 rooms for it. Really? I don't think it's going to make that much at the box office. I mean, maybe it might, but I doubt it. They're acting like it might beat out Star Trek Into Darkness for this week. I doubt it. And if you really want to see Bradley Cooper in a good movie, go see Place Beyond the Pines. That's still in theaters. There are much better films than this. But if you do end up seeing Hangover 3, it's worth mentioning to stay after the credits. There is a little scene after the credits because I hear it's very funny. But I still think the whole movie's just worth skipping. That's my thoughts of The Hangover 3. Skip it.